These are the best 4-4-2 custom tactics for creating amazing attacks and goals in FC25. There's a secret to using this formation to keep bursting your opponents wide open, which I'll teach you in the demonstration at the end. But first of all, let's get you set up. I've been studying away and now have plenty of formations for you, so let me know in the comments if there's a particular one that you'd like to see next. This one is set up with 4-4-2 flats, but also works with 4-4-2 holding if that suits your players better. The codes don't always bring everything across, so I'm going to quickly fly through everything before the demonstration to make sure that your tactic matches mine on the screen. So you want the tactical preset as custom, formation as 4-4-2 flat, and build-up style as balanced. You can lean into the meta and use 71 depth for that AI offside trap if that's what you like using, or if you prefer to operate a little bit deeper or even a little bit higher, you can set this to your own preference. Now, the way EA have developed defending in this particular game means that the 4-4-2 isn't the most defensive formation, so there's a particular way that you'll need to defend, which I'll show you in the demonstrations, as I want to get you as comfortable as possible with this formation so you can start creating some brilliant attacks and scoring plenty of goals. So your goalkeepers you can change. I always think sweeper keeper works best, it just makes them a little bit more aggressive. The defenders have to be on defender with an instruction of defend. If you use any other ones, they tend to go walkabouts or leave gaps in between, so ignore what their player roles is and just have them on defender, defend. I think it's always good to have one of the fullbacks on balanced. It just means that they mark the wingers a little bit better, whereas if you have them on defense, they tend to go wandering too far inwards. The other fullback I think is good to have a false back, just so they push up and support the midfield when you have the ball. One of the wide players need to be winger with balance to offer a bit of width and pin in the opponent's fullbacks. The other one's really good if you have as inside forward, as they can cut inside and operate almost like a second striker to the front two. You want one central midfielder in a more defensive role. Deep line playmaker is really good for this because it means they still help out with the attacks, but they operate as a backwards pass and the first line of defense if the opponents get the ball. Box to box midfielder is the best for the other ones, just meaning that they're going to help both in the attack and the defensive phase. Now your front two you can adjust a little bit to your preference, however you want one that's going to sit in and receive passes and the other one that's going to play off those passes. So I find the best is to have a false nine and then an advanced forward playing next to them. However, if you have someone that's really good in the poacher formation, then all you need to do is have an advanced forward and just change the other one to poacher so they play off of the advanced forward. But I think for best effect, have a false nine that's coming back to receive the pass and then an advanced forward playing off of those. So with the ball, that box-to-box midfielder will be pushing forward and helping with the attacks. The false back will then tuck it into that vacant position in the middle of the field to give you a backwards pass where needed. That winger will push to the touchline and give you a good switch ball and will also stretch out the opposition defence. This will all give space for the false nine to come and receive passes to feet. That advanced forward will be getting in behind and the inside forward will be cutting in to support that. The deep line playmaker will anchor themselves in the middle of the pitch, ready to pick up any loose balls or any counter attacks that your opponents might try. So let's jump into a few examples and show you just how you can use this formation effectively. We're first going to learn how to defend in this formation. As with any tactic, this is the key to being successful. Once you're comfortable with that, the attack will speak for itself and you'll soon be raking in those rage quits. See ya! What I want you to try and get used to is never switching to a defender where possible. Instead, focus on holding up attacks and allowing your midfield to track back. Notice how I'm not switching to the fullback at all here. Keeping the AI to control the back four means there's less gaps to play in behind and you can defend with the midfield to block passing lanes. This means you're less likely to pull the defender out of place and the AI will keep them in position, which gives you a higher percentage of interceptions. By not leaving these gaps for through balls, you're frustrating your opponents and forcing them to try other things, which will make you a better defender. This formation really shines when you get the ball back, where quick counter-attacks can open up space to capitalise. Whilst defending in certain scenarios, you can press the R1 or RB button at any time to put pressure on your opponents whilst you're blocking the passing lanes. This will make you a nightmare to break down. You can even do this around your own penalty area, asking the defenders to apply pressure whilst you cover any gaps in between. On the attacking side, there's numerous ways to create goals. Having a winger out wide means there's always a switch ball on, which can often pull out the opposition defence. From there, you can quickly shift the ball central to unlock the strikers through on goal. Here we see our right back inverting into a false back to give us extra legs in the midfield, and as soon as the false 9 gets the ball, our striker's in behind for an easy goal. The way supporting runs are set up means that you can turn last-ditch defending into fluid counter-attacks. Having an inside forward on one side and a winger on the other gives you the opportunity to really peel your opponent open without much hold-up play needed at all. Having numerous ways to build up your attacks means you can spend more time asking that important question: how do you like your chips? Hope you found this worthwhile and enjoy using your new formation. And of course it isn't a BrabbsyTV video without a goal from the King of Ghana.
A chip ball.
Let me know in the comments what you'd like to see next. And until next time,
A chip ball.
I'll see ya!
Commit and climb, the only way to win at life. I never miss, that's fact. Taking big swings, jam to the bat. Put me in the ring, you'll go out in a bag. Cause I sing what I mean and I bring it to the mad light.